Hello everyone, this is Matt Menifee and this is my week 4 progress report. So let's go ahead and jump in. So this week's focus was on data cleaning, tokenization, and creating the initial model. I'll also just run through just the initial results of how my model performed on analyzing the news sources that we had for the true and false data set. For what could be classified as fake news or real news. So in the first step here, we needed to remove the subjects from the news articles themselves. So like the politics, government news, left-wing news, political news, world news, and just have them categorized as either true or false. So here's an example of my code where we removed the title, the subject, and the date from this data set. And that is so that they can just be classified as either true or false. The date and the subject, they don't really give us much information into if these articles are true or false. And the title doesn't really tell us much about that either. So all of these things were removed from the data set so that we could just have them classified as true or false. Then we used here, just these are the next step here for stop words. This is just setting up the stop words for the next bit of what we'll be doing. In the next section here, we used that stop word code from the previous slide to remove them from the text because these are the most common types or the most common words in the English language. And again, they don't really give us a lot to work with for analysis. And they actually, because they're so used, they take up a lot of space and can slow down the analysis. So we do remove the stop words here. We also remove brackets, special characters, punctuation, and uppercase letters because in text analysis, these sorts of things can make the algorithm think that they're a completely different word or classified as a completely different word. So we want to remove this to make all of the words more uniform and so that we can get a good idea of how often particular words appear. Next, we tokenize the data set, and this is so that we can vectorize the words in the corpus into integers so that the neural network can map out the values of each one of these vectors. This is so that we can embed this into the model as well. So when working with a convolutional neural network, we need to have an embedding layer so that we have something that the convolutional neural network can read and look at. And so this is just setting up for that next phase of the model. Let's see here. So this here is my initial model, and it does outline here in the screenshots that I took of what I've created for this analysis. So we start with the embedding layer, and then we have the convolutional 1D layers. The 1D convolutional layers are better equipped to handle words and text analysis. They don't quite work with pictures all too well, which would be a 2D convolutional neural network if we wanted to use those. I've added in batch normalization for regularization and max pooling layers to help kind of reduce the number of parameters that we're working with here and help analyze the data. I do have a little bit of dropout at the end, and we do have a sigmoid layer at the end to analyze the data after it's been flattened. So this is the initial. These are the initial results of the model. It did not perform very well at all. It actually only ran through one epoch before trying to actually fit the model. So I do have quite a bit of work left to do on tweaking this. Maybe I've got something set up in my code incorrectly. But as of right now, the accuracy looks to be about 51.38%, which is not so great. It'd be more a random walk algorithm would do probably just as well, either picking true or false. So in this particular case, I do need to do some tweaking here to the model, maybe change around some of the parameters and play around with it a bit before so that I can get the accuracy rating much higher. So that's it for my week 4 progress report. I hope everybody's progress is going well and their projects are what they were anticipating. Thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the class.